What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create one of these spiral pass-through fidgets, which are extremely satisfying to use. I've been getting a lot of requests of people who want me to show them how to design things, so I thought I could make this second channel where I would show you guys some different techniques on how you can design stuff online. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into the tutorial. I generally use the modeling software ONSHAPE. It's just the one I'm the most comfortable with. There's a bunch of other ones, but the tutorial for this video will be based in this software. So to start, you want to log in, create an account, and do all that other jazz, and you'll eventually get to this screen here. So you want to head up to the top left and click on Create Document, and choose Document. Then you can name it, so we'll name this Spiral Fidget. And now we have our what's called a part studio. So part studio is basically where you create the parts and then you can bring them over to an assembly to see how they interact with each other. But right now we're just gonna click in the part studio. So we can rename this, I'll just rename it Spiral Part. Click enter. And now we're ready to start. The first step to creating one of these spiral fidgets is to choose the sketch tool, and then you can choose one of the three different planes you want to sketch on. So for this example, I'm going to be using the top plane. So I'll click on the top plane, and now we can hide our other two planes, which just makes it more simple and just a little bit easier to understand what you're working with. So first step, I like to change my workspace units to millimeters, but you can leave it in whatever you want. In this example, I'm going to be working in millimeters. So we're going to click check, and we're going to reopen our sketch that we made, and we're going to click on this circle tool. You can also use the keyboard command C. So we'll click on that, click in the center here, and click once and drag it out. And you can see it's changing the numbers, so it doesn't really matter. You'll just click wherever. And now don't press anything else, and you want to start typing in your numbers. So I'll type in 50 millimeters, which is the same as 5 centimeters. So let's give you a visual representation. So it's about that big. So that's how big the bottom of it's gonna be. So I think that looks pretty good. Next step is to take another circle, draw it in the middle. I like to make this one around 20 millimeters. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. If you mess up the measurements, you can always click on the dimension tool in the top, and that'll allow you to fix it. So now you can type in your number, so 20, in case you mess it up. It's just a little trick. Now what you want to do is you want to head over here and click on line, click on the drop down box and choose midpoint line. Then you're going to go to the center here, draw one line up and one line across. Oops. One line across. And now you're going to do that process again, but diagonally. So one line like this, one line like this. And now you're going to choose your dimension tool. Click on this line, 30 degrees. And this line, 30 degrees. Okay, so you can drag these out to help keep it simple. So now you have your basic shape for your spiral fidget. So now you want to click on your spline tool in the top. And what you're going to do is you're going to use this section right here, and you're going to draw a shape. Now this shape doesn't have to be perfect. You can honestly change it, and changing it will make different cool spiral fidgets. I'm gonna just show you the general shape I try to make. So we're gonna start the spline right here, ensuring that both these lines are lit up. Click, and now you wanna click 3 or 4 times and try to end up at this point. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this shape looks pretty good. We're just gonna move it so it has a little bit of more, so it looks a little bit cleaner. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that shape. Okay, that looks good. So now you wanna go up here and you wanna use your mirror tool and click on it, click on the line, this line right here, and then click on your object. So now you have 2 of them, and you can see that they're a little bit, they don't really come to a nice point, so I wanna fix that. So in order to fix that, I'll click on this parallel tool. You can also use the B command on your keyboard, and you'll click on this line right here and this line right here. And as you can see, it made them so that they're a lot more, I don't know what the word is. They line up, so it looks good. So now you want to mirror this 6 more times. So you're gonna have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. So you're just gonna go mirror, and you're just slowly gonna mirror everything. 1, 2. Now you want to unclick mirror and then re-click it, because if you keep mirroring, it'll keep using the same mirror line. So unclick it, re-click mirror, and choose your new mirror line. So I want to use this mirror line now. So click mirror, and then now you want to choose your entities. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you should have a shape like this. But now you need to fill in this quadrant and this quadrant. So to do that, you can mirror on an angle. So we'll choose mirror line and choose this, this, and now reset it. Mirror line again. This, this. Okay, so now we have the general shape for our spiral pass-through fidget. That shape right here is, all it is just that. We just sketched out that part right here. So you can spend time editing that and changing it to your liking, but this looks pretty good in my opinion. Now what you can do is you can select all these lines in the middle and turn them into construction lines. So now when you click on it, this part will highlight, which is perfect. You're gonna want to confirm your sketch, and you should have something that looks like this. That's probably the hardest part of the whole thing, so it's pretty easy from here. Now you want to decide what kind of shape you want the spiral fidget to be. So you can make these in all different kinds of shapes, from a simple cone to a square to something more complex like this Coke can. For this example, I'm going to show you how to make a simple cone fidget. So now that we have this sketch, we want to go ahead and make the cone shape. So to start off, I'm going to click on plane and click on this one. And this is just going to basically make an offsetted plane. So let's click, let's choose 100 centimeters. 100 millimeters, sorry. And yeah, I think that looks good. So now let's sketch on this plane that we just created. If you go on the top, you can easily adjust the field of view you're viewing at. So we'll click on top, and you're gonna use the circle, click in the midpoint, and you're gonna drag it out, doesn't matter. And let's say we make this one, let's say we make it 10 centimeters, this one. Or, actually, let's make it 20 millimeters. So now we need the shape at the bottom, so we'll hide this sketch right here. We'll click sketch, do another one on the top. So our other sketch was about 50 millimeters, so we want to make this one a little bit bigger. So let's say we make it 60. So click in the middle, 60 millimeters. Okay, boom. Now what we want to do is we want to somehow connect these two sketches together. So there's actually a tool for that. It's called Loft. So let's click on Loft and choose the two faces. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. So we'll go ahead and click check. And now you have your general cone shape. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. The next step is you need to create the path the spiral fidget is gonna follow. So to do that, we need to make a cylinder that will put a helix around. So that might sound complicated, but I'm gonna explain it right now. So what you wanna do is you wanna click hide on this part, and you wanna click unhide on this sketch. So now you can go up here and click on extrude, and you wanna choose the surface option. And you can choose the outside of that original sketch you made. So now you wanna extrude it up to here, up to the other plane, so we'll click 100 millimeters, and perfect. So now we need to add a helix to it, so we'll click on the helix tool. If you don't see it right away, you might have to click on some of the drop down menus, and then you might be able to see it, but for me, mine's just right up here. So we'll click on the helix tool, and now it says choose a cylindrical face. So we're gonna choose this one right here. And now you can see the spiral that was created. So right now it's doing 4 revolutions to go to the top, which is too much for our case. So we're gonna change this to 1 revolution. Okay, that looks perfect. So we're gonna click on check. And now down here, you can see there's 1 surface and 1 curve created, which is perfect. So you wanna go to your surface and hide your surface and unhide your part. Now you have all the elements you need to create a spiral pass-through fidget. Now this part is where all the work comes together. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the sweep tool and come to the bottom here. And this sketch you made should be lighting up. If you don't see it, it's probably just hidden at the side, so you can just unhide it. But you should see it at the bottom. So you're gonna click on the face you wanna sweep. So this is the face we wanna sweep. And now we need to choose a sweep path. So let's click on sweep path and choose a sweep path. So that's gonna be the helix we just made. So let's click on the helix. And now you can see we have this extremely cool shape. But we don't wanna add to it, we wanna remove it. So we're gonna click on the remove tool. And perfect. So we can now hide our curve and hide our sketch. And we can now see that we have the basic shape of our spiral fidget created. It kind of seemed like magic, but it's just all the prep work. So I don't really like how much space there is here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the sketch here and I'm gonna change this to 55. So now you can see that it's more spiral and I think that looks better. If you look at the top, these are being extruded to really skinny points, which doesn't really work on most printers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop off the last little bit of these to give it a little bit more structural integrity. So to do that, we're gonna use our plane tool. So we're gonna click on plane, and from this top plane, we want it to go down, let's say 5 millimeters. That should be good. So we're gonna click on check. Now we can hide our other plane, so it just makes it simpler to see. Click sketch, choose the plane, and draw a circle like this. And then you can extrude the circle. Make sure you're on solid, because sometimes it'll stay on surface. Click on the circle, and then choose remove. And make sure it's facing the right direction. Click check. And now, your first part of your spiral fidget has been completed. It looks very cool, but this is only half the process. The other half is way simpler. So to start the other half, we're gonna first duplicate this document. So we're gonna right click and choose duplicate. Now we're gonna come over to this copy studio and we're gonna rename it Spiral Interior Part. Okay, the first step of creating the interior part is to come over to your first sketch and you want to choose the offset command, which you can use O or you can just find it at the top here. Choose offset and you want to choose all of these blue lines. So you want to make sure to select all of them. And once you get them all selected, okay, boom, you can see that it's trying to offset it by 5 millimeters. But it's trying to offset it by 5 millimeters. But that doesn't allow for geometry. So we're gonna pull it in and you can see it starts to come. And I like to use 0.4 millimeters for the tolerance, but you can adjust this. So say you want a tighter, more harder to use fidget, you can use maybe say 0.1 or none. But if you want a smooth flowing fidget like this one, I recommend using 0.4 to 0.5 millimeters. So I'm gonna use 0.4 for this example. And we can click check. So just double click on anywhere and boom. Now you wanna click check in the sketch and it might look weird for now, but don't worry about that. That's part of it. So now what we wanna do is we wanna go to our sweep command. Okay, so now we wanna just unclick the other things and we wanna make sure that sketch we just made is visible. So the curve we had selected from before is already selected. If not, just make sure to unhide it, go to curve, and then make sure you select the curve. And then it says faces, and then it says select sketch faces. So we're gonna select this face right here. And we don't wanna remove this time. We wanna do something called new. So this is gonna create a new part, which it might look pretty crazy, but this is where the magic happens. So now what you wanna do is you wanna select the whole thing and you wanna go up here to Boolean. And once you're in Boolean, you wanna click intersect and click check. So now, as you can see, we have the interior part created, which looks extremely cool. You might want to get rid of the extrude you did before, because remember how we brought it down 10 millimeters? We don't need that anymore. So we can get rid of this plane, this sketch, and this extrude. And yeah, so now we have our Boolean. So we want to make sure that there's no problems, that we created everything correctly. So we have our outside part and our inside part. So now we're going to head over to the assembly tool, which is basically a way to check how your parts are going to interact with each other. So we want to go to insert and choose the spiral outside and spiral inside and click on check. So if you just look, you can see they look like they're lining up pretty good, but we want to make sure of that. And you're going to see that a bunch of red stuff pops up. It's basically saying these two parts are intersecting and it's not going to work out. Highlight the whole thing, right click, and click on check interference. So as you can see, this is going to tell us where the two parts are interfering with each other. And as you can see, nothing's red, so that means nothing's interfering. But let me give you an example. We exit out of this and say I move this part up. So now there's parts of it that are interfering with each other. And we redo that, click check interference. This is just a good way to check that you did everything correctly. So we're going to click on X and we're just going to move it back down. So now we have the basic spiral part created.